What's up, everybody? Adam here, and I'm coming to you with a really late haul. Normally I would kind of separate them into what I've picked up over, each week, so you can kind of see what I picked up this week, that week, etc. This week I've kind of just compiled them all together because there's a lot of books, and I'm going to kind of try and keep this video as quick as I can, so I'm not going to really blab about too much about what's going on in the book. I'm just going to kind of show what I've gotten, because I've gotten a lot of random stuff in the last, I want to say almost a month since I posted my last haul video. So we got a lot of ground to cover, so we're going to go ahead and start looking at all this stuff now. First up, Drax Numero 4. One of my current favorite series, even though it's just a mini-series, but it's very good. Faith, number 2. A lot of fun. Definitely worth checking out. A-Force number 3. I Hate Fairyland number 5, which I believe wraps up the first arc because the trade's coming out, I want to say next month in April. Deadpool and Cable Split Second 3, which wraps up this series, which I'm kind of okay with. I haven't really been liking it that much. Doctor Strange number 6. I really like this cover of, it almost looks like Doctor Strange is invading the House of Mystery, which, that's not really what's happening. It's kind of what it looks like. All New Wolverine number 6. Really cool series, liking that one. Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 4. I still haven't finished the first issue, so I really don't have an opinion on that one. Then we have Huck number 4 and Huck number 5, and I'm a little disappointed. This was the only one I was able to find. Really wanted the Ghostbusters cover. It was really cool. Every time they seem to do a cover, they try to do a movie cover, and they did Ghostbusters, but I wasn't able to find that one, unfortunately. Then we have Extraordinary X-Men number 7 and number 8. And we're starting the Apocalypse Wars as we move towards the Age of Apocalypse movie. So, interesting to see what's going to go on there. I love Apocalypse, so very curious to see how that's going to tie into the X-Men universe, bringing Apocalypse around again. Then we have Rocket, Raccoon, and Groot, number 3. We Are Robin, number 9. Loving all these Joker covers they're doing. Old Man Logan, number 3. Have not read this one yet, but Old Man Logan, fantastic book thus far. Spider-Man, number 2. Again, another great book. If you haven't read the first one, pick it up. A lot of fun. Dark Knight 3, Master Race, number 3 or 4? Number 3. Uncanny X-Men, number 4. Really cool cover. I like Psylocke a lot, so any cover featuring her is pretty cool in my book. Then we have Web Warriors, number 4, and number 5. Another fun book to read, especially if you like the Exiles or parallel universes and stuff like that. It's a fun read. Then Amazing Spider-Man, number 8, and number 9. I'm loving all these Alex Ross covers. I hope they keep them around for a while. Then we have Uncanny Inhumans, number 5. And number 6, curious to see if they're going to include any Apocalypse War in that, especially since Apocalypse is about survival of the fittest and the whole Mpox thing and the Inhumans, and I'm curious to see if that's going to get included in there. And then we have Superman American Alien, number 4 and number 5. And staying on that Superman train, we have Superman, The Coming of the Superman, number 1 and number 2. And then jumping into the indie area again, we have Symmetry number 3 and number 4. Really cool read if you like thought-provoking books about dystopian futures. It's very interesting. Then we have Titans Hunt number 5 and number 6. Then we have Avengers 6, Uncanny Avengers number 6. I like the cosplay cover. Curious to see what's going on in that issue. And then Uncanny Avengers number 7, the Women of Power variant that my shop hooked me up. Really cool with this one. They didn't have any more of the regular, so they actually sold me this guy at cover price. So that was pretty cool. They did that for me. And then we have Avengers Standoff Welcome to Pleasant Hill #1, the Skottie Young variant, which, love it. Any Skottie Young cover I can get, love it. And then Avengers Standoff Welcome to Pleasant Hill Alpha #1, which is, 2 different books, but as usual, they're just going to keep pumping out the same, like, look, here's 50,000 books for this miniseries. Alright, so that's most of my regular stuff I've been getting. Also included in that, I did pick up the Skottie Young International Iron Man #1 cover, and I'm not able to find it at the moment because I'm a little disorganized, but I also picked up the Black Widow Skottie Young cover. If I find that during the video, I'll show it off. If not, hey, I got it. You probably know what it looks like. Then we went to 2nd and Charles, and I was able to find some kind of cool books at a kind of a low price. First up, we have Superman Aliens Book 2. I've been looking for this book forever. I have the first one, so I am incredibly happy that I was able to find the second one. I don't know how many are actually in this series, kind of hoping that this one finishes it so I don't have to spend like another 10 years trying to find the next book. Or I'll just go to eBay. I don't know. Then another series I've been trying to get for a long time on the cheap is the Excalibur Age of Apocalypse series. I was able to find all 4 of those, $1 each. So we have #1, #2, #3, and #4. And I've actually never read that series, so that'll be kind of cool to actually read that and see what's going on in that series. Then we have some random variant covers and stuff I was able to find. I don't think this is a variant. I just picked it up because it's a Harley Quinn thing. Batman Batman 66, #25, the Harley Quinn one. It was only a couple bucks, yeah, $2.50. So I picked it up. Then I picked up 2 copies of Guardians Team Up #10, the Deadpool and Rocket Raccoon variant there. And then picked up another Secret 6 #5 of the Bombshell variant. Excalibur Mojo Mayhem. It's got the X-Babies in it. It's the only reason I picked it up. I like the X-Baby stuff. It's always kind of entertaining. And then I found Wolverine #58. I love Arthur Suydam. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but I love his artwork. I actually have this print with a signature framed up in my house. I'll try and do a video later of all the different prints I have and show you. But yeah, it was really cool to find the comic to go along with the print I have. And then I found, for $10, which I thought was a pretty good deal, a hardcover trade of Ex Machina Volume 1 by Brian K. Vaughan. I don't really have any Ex Machina stuff, so it was really cool that I was able to find this for $10. And it's, it's in really good condition. I like it a lot. What else? Then on top of all of that, my mom found some random books at she goes thrift shopping a lot. So whenever she finds kind of like cheap comic books or something, she tries to let me know. And she was like, hey, I found a bunch. Do you want me to get them for you? So I said, why not? If I don't really want them or don't really want to add them to my collection, my wife can easily use them for crafting. And there's some kind of cool stuff in here, so we're going to go ahead and share all that stuff as well right now. First up, we have X-Men The End, Book 3. It's a 6-part miniseries. All 6 are in here. There's issue 1. Issue 2. Oh, who we got here on the cover? Oh, it's Gambit. It's kind of a cool looking Gambit. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. And number 6. Now I just need to find the first 2 books so I can understand what's going on in there. And then there's a little, probably like collection type of thing of X-Men and the Savage Land. So it's probably just some of the collected stories. I don't know if it's actually like a story arc or what, but I imagine it's just collected stories. And then we have The Adventures of Captain America, the Sentinel of Liberty, number 2 and number 3. And a lot of this is kind of just like random Captain America stuff. Marvel Comics Annual 98 featuring Captain America and Citizen V. Captain America Annual number 9, part 1 of 5 of the Terminus Factor. It's kind of a cool cover. I like this one. Then the Heroes Return, Steve Rogers Captain America number 1. It's another cool. It's a whole wraparound cover. So that's a pretty cool one. Captain America Annual 99 versus the Flag Smasher. That dude, he hates flags, smashing them. And then Captain America Peggy Carter, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. This one's really cool looking. I really like how this book looks. It's very... I'm not sure who does the cover art. It's very J. Scott Campbell-esque, but it's not him because the signature is here and that's not his signature. So I am very curious, though, to see who did this because I really like the art style on the cover. And then she also found, and I don't think she realized she found, what she thought probably was more comics, is actually some Fleer Ultra prints. They're like basically giant size of the trading cards. And I think they're like also like little barcode. There's nothing on the back. But, you know, they're prints that you can frame up or do whatever with. And they're really cool. We have Mr. Sinister. Random. Bishop. And I just want to take a minute. I had to point this out to my wife as well. Look at that booty. Look at Bishop's booty. People can't complain that women are given these terrible postures and everything. Look at him. He's got his whole butt sticking out, curved. It's ridiculous. Uh-oh. My Outlook account settings are out of date. In case anybody of you want to know, that's a thing that's happening right now. Then we have Iceman chilling at the beach, making some ice cubes for his bev. Pretty cool print of Cyclops. I like that one a lot. One of Apocalypse from the Fall of the Mutants storyline. Save that one for last. It's probably my favorite. Gambit. Another really, really cool one. Jean Grey. Wolverine getting in a little scuffle with some Sentinels there. And then my main man, Cable, in the last one. That's probably my favorite print that came out of these. I really, really like how this one looks. I've always loved Cable, and it's cool to have a little print like that. And then I actually have a couple more books. I have to go get them. I forgot about them. Give me 1 second. Okay, so some other books I picked up. It's a 4-part miniseries, Avengers Infinity Gauntlet. Number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. And those are all $1 each, so that was pretty cool. Another one that I picked up for $1, and I'm actually curious to find the rest of the series because it's very, very 80s, very Bucky O'Hare, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Space Beaver, number 2. My wife and I bought it as a joke, and it wasn't terrible. It actually was kind of enjoyable. And it's actually written by the guy who, if I remember correctly, helped co-create Transmetropolitan and The Boys. So it's kind of a big jump. It's kind of like when you look at oh gosh, his name is escaping me. The guy that did all the Lord of the Rings films. If you look at his earlier works, it's all these really bad horror films. So it's funny to see his future work is these grand epics, and then the older ones are these low-budget horror films. Then also for $1, I found What If number 49. This one's kind of a good find. It's in pretty good condition as well. I read it. It's a fun story. What if the Silver Surfer possessed the Infinity Gauntlet? I got this for $1, and I've seen this on eBay going for anywhere between like $20 and $30. So that's a pretty good find. I don't really know what kind of condition it's in. It is a little faded. You can see some... Let me see if I can get it in. You can see a little bit of fade on it. It's nothing terrible, but enough to like bring it down a little bit. So that one might actually get added to the graded pile because even in itself, that's just a really cool cover. I really like this one a lot. And then I also found Batman Ghost by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. Got this for $2. Another kind of a cool book. I've liked Dark Victory and The Long Halloween and stuff like that, so I've liked a lot of their team-up stuff. This was a very interesting story. I'll show you the back real quick. There's actually a little chain on there. It's the night before Halloween, and Bruce / Batman, I don't really know how you want to look at it, goes through basically a Christmas Carol thing where he looks at his past, present, and future if he continues to just be Batman and not be Bruce Wayne at all. So it was kind of an interesting take on the Scrooge storyline from the Christmas Carol. So that, to the absolute best of my knowledge, is all of the stuff I've kind of been picking up and grabbing and getting. But there is one more thing. I was able to snag a relatively cheap graded book. I got it for $28 total. It was like $11 shipping and $17 for the book, so I'm pretty much okay with that. It's nothing absolutely fantastic. It is a key of some sort, which I didn't know until I looked at the information at the top of the graded. But it is X Factor number 92, and it's a 9.6. The reason I picked it up is I like the Fatal Attraction storyline. It's when Wolverine got his adamantium removed. So I thought, hey, if I could pick up one of these at a relatively high grade, relatively low cost, I'm okay with that. And it's got a cool wraparound cover. You can see the back here. And of course it has the hologram. You can I'm trying to get it so you can see it without the light taking up too much of it. But it's got a Havoc on the inside there. And it's actually the first appearance of Exodus, which I did not know, and he was one of the acolytes for Magneto. So that's pretty cool. I didn't know this was the first appearance. So, kind of a cool, if you like Exodus, which I kind of like Exodus, so it's pretty cool that I was able to get that, even though I already have one of these, but I figured this was going to be in a much better condition than my book. So, added another one to the graded pile. I have 5 graded books now. Now I just got to get some of my actual books in and graded so I can, not necessarily buy somebody else's, but actually have my own. So, yeah, a lot of stuff this week. And I did want to end with some of you may weep a little bit or yell or something. It's just kind of a funny thing that happens when you don't really pay attention to what's going on in your world. My wife does crafts. She makes all these different cufflinks and bracelets and vases and stuff like that using comic book art. And she was looking for a lot of poison ivy stuff. And we're digging through her craft boxes and I come across this. And I'm staring at it and I'm like, this looks familiar. I feel like I've seen this before. So I was like, I want to look this up on eBay real quick. And my wife's like, you're not going to want to look that up. I was like, why? Well, what's wrong? She's like, I may have used that for crafts. And I was like, oh, I was like, I don't think you did. And then sure enough, I open it and there you see crafts. And what I found out was first appearance of poison ivy. Now, granted, it's not in very good condition anyways, but it's one of those things where I told my wife, I was like, we've got to look through some of your old crafting books because there's just a bunch of these older books in there that neither of us really assumed there was going to be anything worthwhile in there, but we found this in there. And now I'm just like, oh, why? Why did we not look more? But, it's one of those things where it's like, you have something, you don't know it, and then something bad happens to it. So if you guys have any stories like that where you had a comic that you didn't think was worth anything and you got rid of it or spilled something on it, leave your comic trauma story down below. Let me know about it. This one hits you right here. It hits you right here. But that's everything I have for you guys this week. Hopefully I'm going to be able to get back on track and actually doing a weekly show. I apologize for how long it's taken, but that's everything I've been getting. It's a lot of stuff. Stay tuned to the channel. I got some cool giveaways coming up soon, just some random giveaways. I see all these random act of kindness videos going on, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go out and find some stuff and just do a couple of cool giveaways. So keep your eyes on the channel for that. And until next video, this is Adam, signing off.